Greetings once again, everybody, and welcome back to Hobart-Detter Field. It's time for Hutchinson Community College Baseball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. This afternoon, the final two games of the 2017 regular season. As the Jayhawk West champion, Blue Dragons get set to take on the Pratt Beavers in the final two games of this Jayhawk West four-game series. Steve Carpenter with you. The wind is blowing straight in, and it is chilly outside, thus the windows are closed right now. We're going to open it up here right before game time. We've got the heaters working in the press box, so it'll be nice and warm, but the wind is blowing straight in from center field. Last time we got together, these two teams played back-to-back 8-4 victories over the Beavers for the Blue Dragons, and that clinched the 2017 Jayhawk West championship. The second for Ryan Schmidt in his 5 seasons at Hutchinson, and the 12th in program history. Hutchinson coming in with a record of 41-11 overall. Hutchinson reaches the 40-win plateau for the 8th time in program history. They're 24-6 in league play. Pratt coming in, also the Blue Dragons are riding currently a 15-game winning streak. Pratt coming in with a record of 20-33 overall, 7-23 in the Jayhawk West. They have lost 5 in a row, and they cannot qualify for the Region 6 tournament. They are 3 games behind Seward County with only 2 games to play, and Seward County has completed their season, so Pratt's season is done as of today. So like we said on Friday, the Beavers are going to come out all nice and loose and would love to take a chunk out of the 2017 Jayhawk West champion Blue Dragons. So we're not going to have a pregame chat with Ryan Schmidt today. The batting practices were taking place up at the hitting complex up on 17th and Severance. So Ryan Schmidt wasn't here to do a pregame, but we'll have him back when postseason gets going on Friday afternoon. Grady Kirkhart will get the start for the Blue Dragons this afternoon. He'll be opposed by Hayden Wheeler, who had a relief appearance on Friday. So we'll see how Ryan Schmidt handles the pitching staff today with these games being rendered meaningless, and also with postseason starting in just 4 days. Again, we're not going to have a pregame chat with Ryan Schmidt. We'll have him back on Friday afternoon. The umpires are heading up, so let's get to the starting lineups for game number 3 of this 4-game series. First for the Pratt Beavers, coached by Eric Thompson in his 5th season. Leading off will be Trace Maddox. He'll be playing third base for the Beavers. Anthony Romer bats second and plays second base. Ben Van Diest will play center field and bat third for Pratt. In the cleanup spot is the shortstop Tynan Hefferly. Designated hitter Clayton Beaver bats fifth. He'll be followed by the first baseman Josh Jones in the 6th slot. Batting seventh will be the third baseman Corey Stewart. Gage Axline is the catcher. He bats 8th, and Jared Jones is the left fielder batting 9th. Hayden Wheeler again getting the start for the Pratt Beavers today. Wheeler coming in with a record of 2-4 and a 6.48 ERA, making his 7th start overall and 10th appearance. So the Pratt Beavers will line up this way: Maddox, Romer, Van Diest, Hefferly, Beaver, Jones, Stewart, Axline, and Jones, and Hayden Wheeler on the mound. Blue Dragons, their familiar lineup. Shane Cooper will lead it off for Hutchinson and be playing shortstop. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Michael Hellman. Batting third, Bobby Morganson, the left fielder. Cleanup hitter today is center fielder Nolan Hackle. Brady Hoover bats 5th and is at first base for the Blue Dragons. Third baseman Caden Doge will bat 6th. Batting 7th and riding quite a hot streak right now is Wyatt Divis. He is the designated hitter. He got the win in game number 1 on the mound on Friday afternoon. Scott Wolverton will bat 8th and catch. Batting 9th is the right fielder, Julian Ripp. Grady Kirkhart takes the mound for Hutchinson. Kirkhart coming in with a record of 1-0 in conference play. And overall, Kirkhart is 2-1, I believe. Got those numbers turned around. Let's see if I can find here. Grady Kirkhart 4-1 with a 4.03 earned run average. So for Ryan Schmidt's Blue Dragons is Cooper, Hellman, Morganson, Hackle, Hoover, Doge, Divis, Wolverton, and Ripp, and Grady Kirkhart on the mound. Game number 4. Again, we didn't get a chance to talk to Ryan Schmidt before the game, so we don't know the complete pitching rotation, but I think a lot of people are going to see some time on the mound today, as this is the last chance to get some people some innings, and the Dragons have the conference locked up. We'll get to all those breakdowns and what as and what ifs as the afternoon goes along. First one scheduled for 7, second one scheduled for 9. The lineups are now being announced. Real quickly, around the league, the only series to get completed was Seward County and Garden City at Williams Stadium in Garden City. The Busters swept the Saints by the scores of 4-2, 25-2, 2-0, and 10-7. So Garden City sitting in decent spot right now. They're sitting in 5th, and if Colby would have a bit of a downturn, they could jump up to 4th. Again, we'll go through all those scenarios right now. Colby and Dodge never got their series started. That series was supposed to be at Cavalier Field in Dodge City. Quite likely, with all the snow Dodge City received, they are going to have to move that and get those games in. Those are critical games for both teams for seeding purposes. Both teams could fall out of top 4 seeding to get a home first round game this weekend. So those games are very critical, and they need to be played. The other series was happening at Lawson Biggsfield and Great Bend. Cloud County and Barton. Those two teams split on Friday. Barton won the first game 5-4, but the T-Birds rallied to win the second 10-9. They are currently underway in Game 3 of that set. So, again, we'll get through all of the ramifications about what's going on throughout the league. The one thing we do know, the Blue Dragons and the Pratt Beavers, their spots are already locked up. The Dragons are already Jayhawk West champions, and Pratt will be ending their season as of today. Lineup's just about announced, and we'll have the national anthem when we come back. This afternoon's first pitch. This is Blue Dragon Baseball. Welcome back to Hobart-Detter Field, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you. 60, and let's check the temperature. I think it was only in the 50s last time I checked. It is not exactly warm today with that wind howling. I last checked 64 degrees here at Hobart-Detter Field, with the wind blowing, actually starting to let up a little bit. About an hour ago, it was howling pretty good, rocking the press box just a wee little bit, which we're used to up here if you're an old pro. Grady Kirkhart out of Lyons, Kansas, taking his warm-up tosses. Grady's had a pretty solid season for the Dragons. He's making his, find it here, second league start. Kirkhart making his 5th overall start, 9th overall appearance, 4-1 with a 4.03 earned run average. Kirkhart has worked 29 innings, allowed 30 hits, 15 runs, 13 have been earned. Not a big strikeout pitcher, 14, but he's only walked 6, and opponents hitting .259 against. Last time out on April 23rd, Kirkhart got the win against MCC Longview in a 8-3 Blue Dragon win. We're about set to go. Game number 3 of this 4-game set between the Blue Dragons and the Beavers. Kirkhart into the wind, and the first pitch is taken downstairs, ball 1. A far cry from what happened there on Friday when Maddox took the very first pitch of this series and drove it out to right field for his first home run of the year. Now down low, 2-0. There's the strike from Kirkhart, and it's 2-1. These teams took batting practice in the indoor facility. Toby Cornejo and a handful of players are down here working on the field, and it's come out pretty good after all the weekend rain. The pitch, hard hit ground ball in the right field, and for the second time in the 3 games, Maddox starts the game off with a base hit. Beavers like to run. We said on Friday, they are now 105 out of 137. There's Anthony Romer. He had quite an afternoon on Friday. Romer was 4 for 8. He was thrown out stealing once. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch upstairs, ball 1 from Kirkhart. In that game against MCC Longview, again, the Dragons won that 8-3. Kirkhart worked 5 innings, allowed just 1 earned run, 5 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 2. Kirkhart goes over to first. Back in safely is Maddox. Maddox 11 out of 13 in stolen bases this year. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and it's 1-1. We saw the Beavers on Friday chase a lot of high fastballs. Decent running count if that's what Eric Thompson is considering right now. Kirkhart might have been thinking so, and he goes over to first. Back in without a play is Maddox. Final games of the regular season, the Dragons get 54 or 56 regular season games in the pitch. Foul straight back to the screen, and now it's 1-2. Kirkhart now steps off. Dragons won both games on Friday by scores of 8-4. Dragons had identical. Here's a runner fakes going. It's a curveball low, and it's 2-2. The Dragons had identical line scores on Friday in both games. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Runner goes on the 2-2. Pitches the ball, the throw down. It kicks away out of the glove of Hellman, and Shane Cooper will chase it down. It's a pretty good-looking pitch. but the stolen base for Maddox is 12th of the year. Now it's a full count to Anthony Romer. Romer took a lot of his hits. It was 4 hits, 3 went the other way on Friday afternoon here at Hobart-Detter. Here's the payoff. That's toward the gap in right field, but chasing it down to Julian Ripp. He had it measured perfectly. Ball tailed right to him. So line out from Romer to Julian Ripp in right, and there's 1 away. Once again, Romer taking a shot toward right field. Here's the center fielder, Ben Van Diest. Van Diest 0 for 6 on Friday in the first 2 games of the series. Had 1 RBI. Here's a ground ball through the left side. It trickles through into shallow left for a hit. Stopping at third is Maddox. And the Beavers have runners at the corner and 1 out to start things out. Just a little squibber through the left side. Shane Cooper played more up the middle. He was not going to get to that ball. Now Tynan Hefferly, he homered here on Friday. Hefferly 2 out of 7 in the first 2 games. Scored a couple of runs, 2 RBIs. Ground ball will get Kirkhart out of this, right at an infielder. Here's the pitch. Change up on the inside corner for a strike. Yeah, the wind's still blowing a little better, more than I thought. Flag's kind of wrapped around the flagpole where not much of it was able to move. 0-1. Another changeup. This one misses low, maybe a bit outside, and it's 1-1 to Hefferly. Outfield straight away and shallow at all 3 positions, especially Bobby Morganson in left field. A little bit deeper at the other 2 spots. Hackle in centered, ripping right. The pitch curveball, high chopper. Nice one, or hop, or backhanded short hop by Doge, and the only play to first base to get Hefferly, but he holds Maddox at third. That was not an easy play. Backhanded short hop. So now it's running to second and third, 2 away for the designated hitter, Clayton Beaver. Beaver played him 1 game on Friday. 0 for 1. Now Scott Reller, the pitching coach, comes out and brings the entire infield in, talking a little strategy. This inning started with a single by Maddox through the right side. Romer lined out to right center to right fielder Julian Ripp. Then Van Diest trickled a little slow roller between the hole, or in the hole between third and short. And Hefferly had a chopper along third. That Caden Doge fielded on a nice short hop, and he threw out the runner at first while holding Maddox at third. So now here's Clayton Beaver. Beaver hitting .227. Breaking pitch from Kirkhart is taking low, ball 1. 2 home runs, 18 RBIs for Clayton. Runner at third, Kirkhart's going to work out of the windup. Now time is called by Beaver and granted by home plate umpire Ed Mora. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed on a pitch out of the zone. A nice slider. Now it's 1-1. Pratt is the team coming in. Hitting .275. Ground ball. Cooper gets to it. Sets, throws, low throw. Dug out by Brady Hoover, and the inning is over. A couple of nice defensive plays in the infield keeps the Beavers off the board. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left after a half inning. It's Pratt nothing in the Blue Dragons coming up. Lefty Hayden Wheeler taking his final warm-up tosses for the Pratt Beavers. Wheeler coming in with a 2-4 record, a 6.48 earned run average, making his 7th start and 10th overall appearance. He's made 1 appearance in this series. We'll get to those numbers in a minute. As shortstop Shane Cooper steps up. 33 and a third innings pitched for Wheeler, 55 hits allowed, 37 runs, 24 earned. He has struck out 28 and only walked 10. So Shane Cooper, 1 for 8 in the series. First pitch swing, and he drives one toward the gap in right center field. And it's over the wall for a home run. The wind died down just enough, and Coop on the first pitch goes the opposite way, and the Dragons lead it 1-0. Coop with his 8th home run of the year, RBI number 44. Thing just carried. Wheeler gives up just his 3rd home run of the year. That is the team's 84th. Hutchinson's next home run will tie the record. Now Michael Hellman steps in. Hellman hitting right at 500, 97 for 194, 15 home runs, 62 RBIs, and he drives one to center field. This one playable, though, for Van Diest. And the catch is made for the first out. So 2 pitches, a home run and a fly ball for an out. Maybe Bobby Morganson ought to think about taking a pitch or 2. Morganson, the freshman left fielder out of Omaha, Nebraska, hitting .369 for the year, 9 home runs, a team high 77 RBIs. Morganson 1 for 7 in the series. He has 2 driven in, and he takes low ball 1 from Wheeler. Lefty-lefty matchup. We've said all year that Morganson, as that pitch sails outside too, no, Bobby Morganson hits lefties better than righties. Morganson hitting .415 against left-handed pitching, .352 against right-handed pitching. That is, there's a strike is called, against the book, as they say. As a team, Dragons hitting lefties at a .354 clip, righties at .335. The pitch, inside, 3-1 to Morganson. For Coop, that is his 19th career home run, his 164th hit, which is significant. Here's the pitch. Strike called, full count. Coop now tied for second place on the career hits list. 3-2 pitch. There's a high chopper. Romer charges, fields on the hop, throws, and gets Morganson by half a step for out number 2. Saw on Friday that Anthony Romer, very good fielding second baseman, good range going both ways. Now center fielder Nolan Hackle. Hack riding a 6-game hitting streak. On Friday, he drove 1 out of the yard. He's 2 for 7 with a double, a home run, 2 RBIs. Swings and misses at that Wheeler offering. For the season now, Nolan hitting .362 with 63 hits, 9 home runs, 37 RBIs, and he drives 1 to right field, pretty well hit. And this one is high off the wall. Getting it in quickly is Stewart as Hackle pulls into second base with his 15th double of the year. So a 2-out double for Hackle. Hits are now tied 2 apiece. And that'll bring up Brady Hoover. Hackle now has hit safely in 7 straight, 9 for his last 22 in that streak, including 3 doubles, a triple, a home run. Brady Hoover comes in on a 5-game hitting streak, 7 of 17 over that stretch. And he takes a pitch low from Wheeler, ball 1. On Friday, Hoover was 2 for 6 with a double and an RBI. Hoover now hitting .319 with 46 hits, 11 home runs, and 37 runs driven in. One pulled foul. Look at Ryan Schmidt jump all over that. That's got a tweet coming. I'm afraid Jamel Cervantes is going to take the worst for the wear on this one as Ryan Schmidt fields that one clear and clean. So expect a tweet backing on Jamel here anytime now. Here's the 1-1. That pitch taken high, and it's 2-1 now to Brady Hoover. Who's now in conference play with 38 hits, hitting .376. 2-1 is foul tipped at the plate. Now it's 2-2. All this has happened, and Hayden Wheeler's only thrown 14 pitches. Cooper hit the first run of the inning over the right center field wall for a home run. And that wind has now shifted. Now blowing out of the west, more out of the west now. So that front is moving further and further away from the central Kansas area. Here's a 2-2. That's the line down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul. We should feel fortunate to be playing baseball today. Colby received 17 inches of snow. Dodge City was, I believe, near a foot. Garden City had 14 inches. Hutchinson, not a flake. Thank goodness. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and the inning is over. A Hackle home run, a Cooper home run, 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left on. After 1 inning here at Hobart-Detter Field, Hutchinson 1 and Pratt nothing. Score update from Great Bend. Barton has added a couple of runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a 5-2 lead. Still hitting bottom of the 6th over Cloud County. Barton with 1 win will secure, well, they cannot because Dodge City still has 4 games to play. A sweep would, I'd have to go back and look and see what the tiebreaker is with Barton and Dodge. But a sweep today by Barton would put them in a position of having Dodge City having to sweep Colby in an attempt to get 2nd place in the Jayhawk West. All kinds of scenarios being played out. Josh Jones swings and misses for strike 1 and now takes a pitch outside from Kirkhart for a ball, 1-1. Jones 3 for 6, 3 singles and an RBI on Friday. He drives one high and deep to left center field. Hackle, though, over in the gap, has it measured and has it for the first out. So Jones flies deep to left center. One away for the right fielder, Corey Stewart, who did not see action in the first 2 games. Stewart hitting .128 for the year. First pitch swing rolls one up the middle. Coop gets to it, now bobbles it. Hellman picks it up, but not in time. And it'll be an error on Shane Cooper. That's an error. First error of the day for the Blue Dragons. The third of the series committed by the Blue Dragons. Here's Gage Axline, the catcher, hitting 8th in the order. Kirkhart over to first. Axline caught game number 1 on Friday. Went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Axline hitting 176 with 9 hits, no home runs, and 3 RBIs. Here's a strike from Grady Kirkhart. Again, Grady won his last outing over MCC Longview. In fact, Grady has won his last 3 starts. The 0-1 breaking pitch misses inside, and it's 1-1. Grady has won games over County on March 28th, Garden City on April 15th, and then the game against MCC Longview that we've already talked about. 1-1. Another breaking pitch misses inside, and it's 2-1. Grady's taken over the midweek start. Has been pressed into a couple of conference starts lately. But after David Tedhope moved into the number 2 slot in the weekend rotation, Grady became the midweek starter. 2-1 in on the hands, and it's rolled foul along first. What a pitch. That's probably got Axline's hands singing a little bit. It was right in on his hands. So the count now 2-2. Kirkhart comes set. Runner fakes. There's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to sneak through for a base hit. Neither ball has been hit hard. It's 2 on and 1 out as Axline dribbles that one up the middle for Pratt's 3rd hit of the game, and that'll bring up Jared Jones, the left fielder. Jones making his first plate appearance of the series. He has pitched it on Friday in 1 game. Kirkhart delivers a strike at the knees. April 15th against Garden City, Kirkhart worked 4 innings, allowed just 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 3 and struck out, won in a 14-4 Blue Dragon win. That went 7 innings. The pitch. Similar looking pitch, but this time it's called a ball and count even at 1-1. March 28th against Cowley, coming in relief. Kirkhart worked 3 innings of scoreless relief, allowed just 2 hits in a 7-4 Dragon win at City Ballpark in Arc City. Did he go around? No check. Pitch is called a ball, and it's 2-1. Dragon middle infield, double play depth. Kirkhart gives a look now, delivers. Misses inside, so Kirkhart a bad one away from loading them up. Before this 3-game winning streak, Grady had a couple of tough outings. Getting hit hard against Iowa Western on March 22nd. And taking the loss in a 12-2 loss. That one's looped into center field. It lands in front of Hackle for a base hit. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and the Beavers have him loaded with 1 out. After the error, 2 consecutive singles. Stewart goes to third, Axline to second, and it's back to the top of the order, and Trace Maddox, who singled his last time up. Maddox now 2 hits in the series. He's 2 for 7. It's be a lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Strike outside corner. Kirkhart against lefties, giving up a .316 average against righties, only .247 hitting off of it. Big cut on a high fastball, foul back to the screen, and now Kirkhart has an 0-2 advantage in the count. A lot of ties between these two teams on the coaching staffs. Here's the 0-2. Pitch didn't miss by much. 1-2. Good location on that 0-2 pitch. Now 1-2 to Maddox. Kirkhart out of the windup with the bases loaded the pitch. That one's lined to right field. That's down for a hit. Stewart scores. Axline will be held. And the game is tied at 1. 3 straight singles given up by Grady Kirkhart. The run is unearned. Right now, Pratt just patient of nickel and diming the Dragons, and we're tied at 1. Now 5 hits for Pratt as Anthony Romer steps up. He lined out to Julian Ripp in right field his first time. Ground ball through the left side for a hit. Axline scores. Jones will be held, and that is now 4 consecutive hits, and Pratt has a 2-1 lead. That'll bring up Ben Van Diest. So now Pratt takes a 2-1 lead. And Ryan Schmidt's going to bounce out of the Blue Dragon dugout and have a chat with Grady Kirkhart. He's now allowed 2 runs, only 1 earned, 6 hits though. Right now Pratt is just hitting them where the Blue Dragons aren't. Will Irvin, who got the Game 2 win on Friday, begins to loosen in the Dragon pen. Will Irvin was very impressive on Friday, needing only 6 pitches to work through his first inning. He retired the first 10 batters he faced and earned his 2nd victory of the year in 3 2/3 innings of scoreless relief. Ed Moore breaks up the meeting on the mound. Still just 1 out. 5 straight have reached since Josh Jones flew out to Nolan Hackle. Here's Ben Van Diest. He singled his first time up. Another lefty-righty matchup. Once again, Kirkhart with the bases loaded out of the windup. And an off-speed pitch is taken for strike 1. When the Dragons are facing a bases-loaded situation, they're giving up a batting average of 182. That pitch fouled back to the screen, and it's now 0-2. Kirkhart's going to have to get through the 3-4 spots in the order without any more damage. Kirkhart into the wind. Chopper off the glove of, now Hellman Field steps on the bag for 1, and that'll be the only play. So it'll be a fielder's choice 1-4. Jones scores to make it 3-1. But that was actually a very big play. As Hellman had to readjust after the ball caromed off of Kirkhart. Fortunately, didn't have to readjust too much. That'll also go down as an unearned run. Runner goes, the pitch is high. The throw down is in plenty of time. Michael Hellman applies the tag, and Van Diest is caught stealing to end the inning. So Pratt gets 3 runs, only 1 earned on 4 hits, 1 big error, and 1 left on base. After an inning and a half, it's now Pratt 3 and Hutchinson 1. Dragons now trail 3-1. Caden Doge leads off. Steve Carpenter with you on this final day of the 2017 regular season. Where has this season gone? Caden Doge's had a nice series on Friday. Doge 4 for 7. He hits the ball hard this time, but pulls a foul past third. Doge 4 for 7, 3 runs scored in a triple on Friday. And brought his average back up over 300. Caden now hitting .306 with 57 hits, 9 home runs, 43 RBIs. And he drives one to center field, though, going back a few steps is Van Dies. He's lost it, and now it drops in. Doge will pull into second with a double as Van Dies lost it in the high sky. Nary a cloud up there. He never saw it. You could just tell he didn't have a good read on it. So it's a double for Doge. And that'll bring up the hottest Blue Dragon of them all in Wyatt Divis. Wyatt riding a 6-game hitting streak where he's 11 out of his last 15, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 15 RBIs. Divis has brought the average up to .376 for the year, 9 home runs, and 50 driven in. RBI opportunity here, and this is a lefty-lefty matchup. Slider taken outside, ball 1. We talked about Morganson and his righty-lefty numbers. Wyatt Divis in that same mold, hitting .441 against lefties, only .352 against right-handed pitching. The pitch. Taken low, 2-0. Both of Divis's doubles on Friday went to the gap in left center the other way. Divis was 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs in the first 2 games of this series. The pitch. Down low for a ball, 3-0. After Divis, it's Scott Wolverton. First base unoccupied. Eric Thompson might be pitching around Divis a little bit. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. So the tying run's on the base. 2 on, nobody out for catcher Scott Wolverton. Scott Wolverton hitting .316 with 30 hits, making his 21st start of the year. 5 home runs, 25 RBIs. Scott himself riding a 4-game hitting streak where he's 6 for his last 13, including 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. So the tying runs are on with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Hutchinson trailing Pratt 3-1. Here's the pitch. High and outside for a ball. In that relief appearance on Friday, Hayden Wheeler worked 1 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. Didn't strike out or walk a batter. He took the loss in the second 8-4 game. That came in, obviously, in game number 2. Wheeler gives a look now, delivers. Pitch in the dirt, good stop by Axline. But now it's 2-0. Now we're going to get a meeting on the mound. And the Pratt pitching coach. Weather this weekend is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Believe me, after the weekend we had last weekend, we deserve a couple of good ones in a row. Blue Dragon softball finally begin its Region 6-0 series against KCK tomorrow. Should that game require a third game, all 3 games will be played tomorrow at Fun Valley, 2, 4, and 6 o'clock. So it can be a long day of softball tomorrow at Fun Valley. Runners go. The hit and run is on, and it's fouled off by Wolverton. Both runners, Doge had a huge jump at second base. It was fortunate that Gage Axline dropped the ball. If he catches that foul tip, that ball's still alive, and he's not throwing out either Doge or Davis. So the Beavers get a small break. Runners return, and now it's 2-1 to Wolverton. Wheeler comes set. Here's the pitch. Fouled back up over the press box, and it's 2-2 to Wolverton. It's been about 3 weeks since Wolverton sustained that deflected foul tip into his mouth. Here's a pitch. Off speed, popped up, and it will get out of play. Dragons have now hit 6-3. Wheeler comes set, checks Doge, and now delivers. Wolverton fights that one off and stays alive at 2-2. Doge doubled. In fact, all 3 Hutchinson hits have been for extra bases. He doubled when center fielder Ben Van Diest just lost one in the high sky, and then Davis walked behind him. Third baseman Trace Maddox playing deep near the line. Once again, the 2-2. That should be a balk. No call. Looked like he had started his motion and then spun back to chase down Doge. That was borderline, but it wasn't called, and no argument out of the Dragon dugout. Once again, Wheeler comes set and delivers the 2-2. That's a high pop in the infield. Once again, Axline having trouble finding it, now has it, and makes the catch for the first out. Right as he took the mask off, Gage Axline didn't think he had the ball, but finally found it. Again, we haven't seen too many skies like this in Hutchinson over the last 5 days. So outfielders especially, and things popped straight up, are going to be an adventure. Runners at first and second, 2 away for Julian Rip, the right fielder, batting in the 9 slot today. Ed Morris says Rip didn't check his swing. It's strike 1. Rip had a pinch hit appearance on Friday. It was 0 for 1. Julian now hitting .286, a couple of home runs and 12 RBIs for the season. The transfer from San Jacinto North. The pitch taken low, and it's 1-1 now to Julian. Small crowd on hand for Monday afternoon, as you might imagine. Here's the 1-1. Rip skies one to right field. Stewart and Van Diest, and it's dropped in, and everybody moves up 90 feet. So once again, the Pratt outfielders lose the ball in the sun. No, it's a hit. Never touched it. So the Dragons getting help from some high sky. Doge moves up to third, Davis to second. So the Dragons, who probably should be out of the inning, but the Beavers having trouble finding the ball in the high sky. Bases loaded, 1 out for Shane Cooper, who in his only pitch of the game lined it to over the right center field wall. Coop takes a pitch inside. That home run was Coop's 8th of the year. It was his 4th conference home run. Here's the pitch. Strike at the letters, 1-1. And that is also team home run number 84. So the Blue Dragons are just a home run away from tying the school record for home runs in the season, matching last year's team and the 2002 team, which had 85 home runs each. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. 1-2, easy. There you go. So now Coop down on the count. Right now, Hayden Wheeler's being effectively wild and really not letting the Dragons gauge him to get any real big hits going. I mean, they've had three hits. Coop fouls this one off. Right now, the Dragons just unable to really string anything along. This has been a bloop double, a walk, and a bloop single. 3 of the 4 hits for extra bases, and outside of Coop's home run, really nothing's been hit extremely hard. 1-2 pitch, upstairs, 2-2. Wheeler's pitch count has climbed to 37. Doge at third, Divots at second, Rip at first. Rip not being held on. Wheeler comes set now, delivers, and Coop strikes out. Chased a high fastball, might have been out of the zone. Now it's going to take a 2-out hit from Michael Hellman. Hellman, for the first time in a really long time, his average has dipped below 500. 97 of 195, that's a 498 average. The pitch. That one's hit well to left field. Going back is Jones, but he's got it measured and the inning is over. Dragons leave him loaded. They had first and second, nobody out, and couldn't get one in. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on after 2 innings. It's Pratt 3 and Hutchinson 1. Will Irvin in the pitch for the Blue Dragons. Grady Kirkhart goes 2 innings. Irvin, a 5'10", 170-pound redshirt sophomore out of Junction City, making his second relief appearance in this series. He got the Game 2 win, going 3 2/3 of scoreless relief. He retired the first 10 he faced. For the season, Irvin now 2-0, making his 9th overall appearance. His average dropped nearly 5 runs down to 6.94, 11 2/3 innings pitched. 14 hits, 10 runs, 9 earns, 6 strikeouts, 7 walks, and opponents hitting .304 against him. He's got the middle third of the Pratt order here in the top of the third, Hefferly, Beaver, and Josh Jones. Now back. So Grady Kirkhart goes 2 innings, allows 6 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned. 0-1 pitch, just misses inside a slider, and it's 1-1. On Friday, Irvin needed only 6 pitches to get out of his first inning. That one's hit well to right. Rip on the run, still going, and he runs it down just short of the warning track in right field. A long running catch for Julian Rip. Much like what Bobby Morganson did on Friday in left center field. So Hefferly with a long fly out, robbed of extra bases by Julian Rip, and it's one away, bases empty for the designated hitter, Clayton Beaver. That one's popped up, and it'll get back out of play. The Dragons, this outfield, very comparable to the 2010 outfield. That pitch bounces back to the screen from Irvin, and it's 1-1. That 2010 outfield, anchored by current first base coach Jamel Cervantes, was tremendous at chasing down. Yet Andrew, that one's shot up the middle for a hit. And boy, everything that Pratt's hitting just right back up the box. 7th hit of the game now as Beaver collects his first hit. Again, Pratt really playing for pride. They've got nowhere to go in the standings. They are on the outside looking in. These are the last games of the regular season, so their last games of the season, as they will not qualify for the postseason. Now Josh Jones hit the ball well his first time, and he swung a nice bat in this series. He flew out to left center field, but put a charge in it that Nolan Hackle had to go chase down. Jones has raised his average to 300 with a good Friday afternoon home run, 14 RBI, 6'1", 250 pounds. Pitch bounces in. It's going to go all the way back to the screen. It'll be a wild pitch. Charge to Will Irvin. Irvin on Friday struck out 2, walked 1, allowed just 1 hit in 3 2/3 scoreless innings. But now he's got a runner in scoring position and less than 2 out and a pretty hot bat at the plate. Way outside, 3-0. So, well, not as sharp as he was on Friday. Again, he's coming back from pretty serious arm trouble last year. Strike inside corner. Jones was headed down to first. Didn't toss the bat, though. Save him maybe an inch or 2 on the plate. Home plate umpires never like to see that happen. 3-1 pitch. That was a better looking pitch than the one he called a strike, and now it is officially a walk. 2 on, 1 out for right fielder Corey Stewart. Stewart, his first time up, reached on an error and scored. He had a chopper up the middle that Shane Cooper got to and then bobbled. That kind of got the 3-run Pratt second inning going. Irvin's pitch. Irvin took something off and it swung on and missed. This one's scheduled for 7. Here's the pitch. Another breaking pitch swung through a miss, and it's 0-2 to Stewart. And the Dragons won both games on Friday by the scores of 8-4. Hutch had his identical stat lines, 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. That's a swing and a miss, and it goes back to the screen. That's going to be a wild pitch charge to Scott Wolverton. Stewart's going to be out because first base was occupied, so it'll be a strikeout and a pass ball. So now it's Beaver at third, Josh Jones at second for catcher Gage Axline, a 2-out opportunity. This is the first strikeout by a Blue Dragon pitcher so far today. Irvin's pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Axline his first time up, singled and scored. Pitch. Down low for a ball, 2-0. Bottom part of the strike zone not being called right now. We saw that plenty on Friday. High chopper to third. Doge has it, takes his time, throws on to Hoover, and the inning is over. Caden made sure he put a good throw to that one. No runs, a hit, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dragons still trail Pratt 3-1. Bobby Morganson laid off the bottom of the 3rd inning as Hutchinson trails 3-1. Morganson grounded out to second baseman Anthony Romer, his first time up, now 1 for 8 in the series. And it's ball 1 to Bobby. Morganson hitting .351 in conference play, 40 for 115. Pitch taken low for a ball, 2-0. 3 runs, 7 hits for Pratt. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Blue Dragons. Here's the pitch. Strike called, 2-1. Dragons broke out on top. When Shane Cooper hit the first pitch of the inning over the right center field wall. Down low, 3-1. Good eye by Bobby. Dragons left them loaded in the 2nd. They had runners at 1st and 2nd to start and couldn't punch anything across against Hayden Wheeler. 3-1 is right through there for the 2nd straight at bat. Morganson faces a full count. They play Morganson to pull. Here's the 3-2 pitch, high and tight, ball 4. Dragons get the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd consecutive inning, and that'll bring up center fielder Nolan Hackle. He doubled high off the wall in right field his first time up. 3 of the 4 Dragon hits have been for extra bases, doubles by Hackle and Doge, and the Cooper home run. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Strike at the knees. Nolan Hackle now 91 career hits. Career average of .342. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Romer will get to it. They got to go for the force and do get the lead runner. Or did he? Yes, they did. So shortstop Tynan Hefferly keeps the foot on the bag, and they get the force. And a gutsy but good play by Anthony Romer, who continues to show pretty high baseball IQ out there. So lead runner erased with 1 out now, and that'll bring up Brady Hoover, who struck out his first time up. Hoover trying to extend a 5-game hitting streak, now 7 for 17 in that streak, and he first pitch swings and pops it up. X-line gives a look, but it's back over the press box out of play. Uncle Brady, as they call him, third-year sophomore. Safe lead over at first by Hackle. He has a threat to go. Haney goes on the pitch, and he'll steal it without a throw. Axline bobbled the ball out of the glove, and Nolan Hackle steals his 10th base of the year. He's 10 for 10. Count was a ball to Hoover, so it's 1-1 with a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right to Romer at second. He takes it a big hop and throws over in time for the second out. Moving up to third is Hackle. But now it's going to take a 2-out hit from Caden Doge. That is now Romer's 14th defensive chance in this series, and he's perfect. Swing and a miss from Caden, who represents the tying run. The pitch. Doge hits one to center field shallow. Coming in is Van Diest. He's got it measured, and the Dragons are turned away in the third. They strand another one in scoring position. Each team has stranded 5 through 3 innings. On to the fourth inning. Beavers 3 and the Dragons 1. Six, 7, and 8 for Pratt in the top of the fourth. Hutchinson trailing the Beavers 3-1 in Game 3 of this series. Dragons lead the series 2-0. They will not lose a conference series this year. So Will Irvin faces Jared Jones, and it's ball one. It's 9-1-2, here in the Pratt fourth. Jared Jones singled and scored in his only plate appearance. And Will Irvin starts him off ball two. Kirk Hart was continuously behind in counts in his 2 innings, and same can be said for Irvin, who's now into his 2nd inning of work. There's a strike. Good late movement by Will. 2-1 the count. It is fair to say that Will Irvin's best pitching years are still ahead of him, with that injury setting him behind. There's a shot right back through for a base hit. Nearly drilled Irvin right in the knee. And another hit up the middle for Pratt, their 8th of the game. So Pratt just not overpowering the ball, as Jones is now 2 for 2, and that brings up another 2 for 2 batter in Trace Maddox. 8 hits for the Beavers. They've out hit Hutch 8-4. Just a very good hitting approach today by Eric Thompson's team. Irvin's pitch. And there for a strike outside corner. There's a bunt along third, but it's foul. And really, Maddox never gave that ball a chance. When he made contact with it, his the barrel of his bat was already behind the plate, and instantly it bounced foul. Here's the pitch. High fly ball down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul well out of play. And the count's now 0-2 to the Pratt leadoff hitter. Being an old baseball guy, I pretty much preach throwing strike one. When you consistently throw strike one, you just have so many more options. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, trying to move up is Jones, and he's in safely. It'll be a wild pitch. Charge to Irvin, his second of the game. So now Pratt has another runner in scoring position with less than 2 out, and already leading 3-1 here in the middle stages of the third game of this series. Here's the pitch. That hit him. So now Pratt has runners at first and second, nobody out. And Anthony Romer, the batter, and he has been as good as any Pratt Beaver this weekend. Gage Burns starts to loosen in the dragon pen. If you go back and look at the replay of Will's outing on Friday and compare this, Will on Friday was just in command out there, in command of every pitch. His motion was exactly the same. He's kind of all over the planet here today in terms of his release point and his motion. Here's the pitch. Bunted foul in on the hands. And that kind of stung Romer a little bit too. He's shaking the digits. Maybe that foul tipped off of his shoulder. Yeah, if he's holding his shoulder, that'd fall very much like Scott Wolverton, except Romer took his in the shoulder, where Scotty Wolverton took it right in the mouth on a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Bunt right back to Irvin. He bobbles it. Now only play will be the first underhand flips, and they got him. Close play. Irvin had an initial bobble, but he stayed with it. He was never looking at 3. Initially, if he fields clean and throws to Doge at third, they've got the lead runner. So now 2 in scoring position with 1 out for Ben Van Diest. Jones at third, Maddox at second. The pitch to Van Diest is taking low ball 1. Here's the pitch. And there for a strike. You listen to the wind here in the press box, it sounds a lot harder than what it's blowing out in the flag in center field. Now the flag picks up a little bit. Pitch. In the dirt, stopped by Wolverton. Now the Dragon pitchers just not doing themselves any favors here. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, 3-1. That was the pitch that Will had total command of on Friday. He was able to spot that fastball in, out, up, and down, and right now he has very little command of it. 3-1 pitch. Inside, and the bases are loaded on the walk. Second walk issued by Irvin. That brings up the cleanup hitter, Tynan Hefferly. Hefferly 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. He's robbed of extra bases on a great running catch by Julian Ripp in the right center field gap. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. The pitch. Line shot hits a lip of the infield and goes in the left field for a hit. Jones scores. Maddox being waved. The throw comes up the line. It's not in time, and Pratt has a 5-1 lead. That thing hit right off the lip and jumped over the glove of Caden Doge. It'll be a 2-run single for Hefferly. Van Diest stops at second. Maddox and Jones both score, and the Dragons are now in a 5-1 hole. And Ryan Schmidt will come out of the dugout and makes the call to the bullpen. Gage Burns gets the call, and we'll tell you about his numbers right after this break. Gage Burns becomes the third pitcher for Ryan Schmidt as Hutchinson now trails Pratt 5-1 here in the top of the fourth. Burns, 6'1", 180-pound freshman out of Stonewall, Oklahoma. Burns on for the 13th time, a 1-0 record with a 12.0 ERA. He's been a part of one combined shutout as Clayton Beavers steps in. Runners at first and second, one out, two already across the inning, and the Dragons trailing 4-1. Righty-righty matchup, pitch low and away, ball one. Burns has thrown 12 innings this season, allowed 22 hits, 17 runs, 16 earned. He has struck out 7 and walked 5, and opponents hitting a lofty 386 against him. As a team, the Dragons allowing a 276 batting average. Burns pitch. In on the hands, a little tapper in front of the plate. Fielded by Burns. Only a play will be to first for the second out. Nice jam shot pitch from Gage Burns, but Hefferly moves to second. Van Diest to third, now 2 away for the first baseman, Josh Jones. Jones 0 for 1. He was hit the ball well on a deep fly ball to left center field that was chased down by Nolan Hackle, and he walked in the third. 3 hits in the series for Jones. He's now 3 for 7. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Doge. He fields, throws in time, and a nice job by Gage Burns coming in to put out the fire. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Halfway through in game number 1, the Dragons need to get the offense going. They now trail Pratt 5-1. 5-1 Dragons trail this one to the Pratt Beavers. Garden won its game number 3 over Cloud by the score of 10-1, and Barton becomes the third conference team to reach the 40-win mark. So now Wyatt Divis leads off and swings and misses against Hayden Wheeler, who's after the home run allowed to Shane Cooper, who's really been tough on the Dragons. Pitch bounces in, and it's a ball on a strike. Wheeler, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-1 to Divis. That pitch is taken for a ball, 2-1. Now 55 pitches for Hayden Wheeler. And the Dragons get their second look at him. The pitch. 3-1. Divis walked his last time up. He's currently running a 6-game hitting streak. 11 for 15 over those 6 games. Ground ball to the right side, fielded by Anthony Romer. And once again, Romer stays perfect with another assist, 1 away here in the Dragon 4th for catcher Scott Wolverton. Dragons' 15-game win streak is in jeopardy. They also had a 13-game winning streak earlier this year. Currently ranked number 6 in the nation. Wolverton lines one down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul into the Dragon pen. Poll will come out tomorrow. The record will not reflect what's going on today. The polling period ended Sunday. The pitch. Change-up swung through and missed, and it's 0-2. Again, Wheeler was 2-4 with a 6.48 ERA coming into this game. Took the loss in game number 2 on Friday. Pulled foul by Wolverton. Neither team took BP on the field today. The only real trouble spot after all that rain is left field warning track down the line next to the Dragon bullpen. 0-2 pitch. Once again pulled foul. And one of the Dragons quite busy. Fielded 1 foul ball, jumped the fence again and got the second one. Now trots them back into the dugout. Here's the pitch. Taken high, and it's 1-2. Wolverton fouled out to the catcher Axline his first time up. Now 1 for 3 in the series. Wolverton fights this one off, going the opposite way, out of play to the right. Really, since Cooper's home run, it's been all Beavers. Pratt got 3 in the second. The Dragons loaded the bases up with less than 2 out and couldn't score. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, inside corner, good pitch from Wheeler. And that is the second strikeout for Hayden Wheeler. 2 up, 2 down. Now 5 in a row retired. Here's Julian Ripp, who singled his last time up. And in fact, that is the last Dragon hit. Pitch bounces in. Of the Dragons' 4 hits, only 2 should be hits. Caden Doge hit a mile-high drive to center field that Ben Van Diest lost. And the same thing can be said for Ripp's hit to right field, Corey Stewart. Both lost it in the high sky. Now 2-0 the count to Julian Ripp. Base is empty, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-0. Shane Cooper would be next if Ripp can extend the inning. line shot. It's knocked down by the third baseman. It gets past him. That'll be scored a hit. That thing was a scorcher right at the third baseman, Maddox. So a 2-out single for Rip, the 5th hit of the game for Hutchinson. Rip now 2 for 2. And Shane Cooper the batter. Coop struck out the bases loaded. It was the 2nd out of the inning. He's 1 for 2. His 8th home run of the year on the first pitch of the at-bat in the first. And he takes low one outside for ball 1, and now Gage Axline's going to go out and talk to Hayden Wheeler. Hayden Wheeler out to Topeka. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 160 pounds. He got a 2-4 record, with a 6.48 earned run average. He's taken 1 loss in this series. Rip away from first. He is a threat to go. Here's the pitch. Driven well to right center field again. Van Diest running, still running. It is off the base of the wall. Rip already around third. He's going to score. Coop's trying for 3. Here comes the throw. He slides in safely. An RBI triple for Shane Cooper. And the Dragons cut the deficit to 3 at 5-2. Coop with his 4th triple of the year. RBI number 45. His 2nd run driven into the game. And now Michael Hellman steps in. He's 2 pitches and 2 outs. He's looking to extend a 5-game hit. Check that out. Yes, a 5-game hitting streak. 6 for 18 over that stretch. He bunts one along third. It's a good one. Charging is Maddox. He throws no play, actually. A run scores, and it's 5-3 as Hellman with a bunt single. For Michael Hellman, that is career hit number 187. A bunt single. Infield was playing back, so why not? So Hellman drives in his 4th run of the series. Now Bobby Morganson represents the tying run. So 2 across in the 4th inning for the Dragons to pull within 5-3. Morganson takes a shot the other way but slices it foul. Bobby 0 for 2. Now 1 for 9 in the series. Hellman a definite threat to go. He's 25 for 29 on the base paths. By far the team's leader. He goes on the pitch, and Morganson drives one toward the gap, right, left center field. Nobody's going to get to this one. Hellman will be waved around third. Here comes the relay throw. It's way up the line. Hellman in safely. It's a 3-run inning for the Dragons on an RBI single by Morganson, who drives in his 78th run of the year, and the Dragons are right back in it. So the Dragons, their last 4 at-bats, they've gotten 4 hits now with 2 out. We have a meeting on the mound. Morganson, usually when Mommy's going a little bit slow, he makes sure he looks the other way, and they had him played to pull, so that gap in left center field was sitting there waiting to be taken. And he actually got it off the end of the bat, but still Hellman was going on the pitch, so he scored without a play. So it's a long single for Morganson. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. 3 straight run-producing hits for the Dragons. And now Nolan Hackle is the batter, 1 for 2 with a double. He hit that halfway up the right center field wall. So Coops homered and tripled, driven in 2. Now Hackle, lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch. The hands foul back. The Dragons have been a very aggressive first pitch hitting team all year. Sometimes it kind of drives you nuts, but you can't beat the success. Winning 41 of 52, including 15 in a row. Slider from Wheeler misses low and outside. 1-1 the count to Nolan Hackle. Hack now in the series 3 for 8. All 3 hits for extra bases, 2 doubles and a homer. Here's the pitch. That slider catches the outside corner for a strike, and now Hackle hits from a 1-2 hole. Morganson not quite the threat that Hellman was at first. He's being held on. Morganson has stolen 5 bases in 6 attempts. The 1-2. Got him swinging on a changeup up, and the inning is over, but the Dragons are back in it. 3 runs on 4 hits, all coming with 2 out. RBI triple by Cooper, RBI singles by Hellman and Morganson. And after 4 innings, our new score, Pratt 5 and Hutchinson 4. Little different feel here at Hobart-Detter Field. The Dragons rally for 3 in the bottom of the 4th and pull within 1 of the Pratt Beavers. 5-4 as we enter the 5th inning of this scheduled 7-inning contest. And Gage Burns, who put out a pretty big fire in the top of the 4th, getting the 2 batters he faced out. Now he gets the bottom 3rd. Stewart, Axline, and Jared Jones here in the top of the 5th. Dragons now trailing by 1. Stewart has reached on an error and scored and struck out. Pitch to Burns, foul back to the screen. Denny's not here. You gonna rat yourself out on Twitter there? Here's the 0-1. Breaking pitch from Burns. Misses for a ball. Giving my statistician student, Tom Snelson, a hard time. He's been thrown under the bus by Denny Stecklat on Twitter many times this year. There's a 1-1. High chopper charging his Doge. He's got it. Throws on the run and gets him 1 away. Caden's had a nice defensive game over at 3rd. Stewart now 0 for 2, and that'll bring up Gage Axline, the catcher. 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd and scored, and then grounded out to 3rd to end the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Inside, nearly clipped him, ball 1. Wind in the pitch. Ball 2. Still a 9-inning game to come. Then after today, the postseason officially begins for all the Blue Dragon sports teams. Pitch inside 3-0. That's the last thing Burns wants to do. He retired the first 3 batters he faced. Now he's down the count 3-0 on Axline, the 8-hole hitter. Strike called, 3-1. Blue Dragon softballs had their Region 6 series pushed back twice now. 3-1. Ball 4, a 1-out walk. That for Blue Dragon pitching is the 3rd walk surrendered. Grady Kirkhart goes 2 innings for the Dragons, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned. Will Irvin goes an inning and a 3rd, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, or 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Also had 2 wild pitches. And now Burns with one full inning of pitched. Hasn't allowed anything but a walk. Dragons have yet to turn a double play today. Ground ball right to Cooper. He flips to Hellman for one on the first, and right on the money. There's a double play to end the inning. 6-4-3. We go to the sixth, or bottom of the fifth inning, excuse me. Hutchinson trails Pratt 5-4. Pratt head coach Eric Thompson goes to the bullpen. He'll bring in Jacob Compton, who makes his second appearance of the series. Compton, a 6'1", 205-pound sophomore from Wichita. Compton finding his numbers on for the 21st time. 1-3 with 3 saves, a 6.15 earned run average. Compton has tossed 26 in the third innings pitched, allowed 26 hits, 21 runs, 19 earned. He has struck out 28 and walked 11. He gets the middle of the Dragon order. Hoover, Doge, and Divis 5, 6, and 7. Hutchinson now trailing 5-4. They were down 5-1. Brady Hoover 0 for 2 as he looks to extend a 5-game hitting streak. And here we go. Ball one from Compton. Compton making his second appearance of the series. He pitched the first game on Friday. There's a ground ball to short. Hefferly gobbles it up and makes the throw one away. Hoover now 0 for 3 for Caden Doge, the third baseman. Compton 1 2/3 innings on Friday. Had just 1 hit surrendered, but 3 runs, 2 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. Actually, that was in game number 2. That double was given up to Michael Hellman. So that came in game number 2. Caden Doge swings and misses at an off-speed offering from Compton. Doge 1 for 2. Now 4 hits in the series. Another breaking pitch sails outside, and it's 1-1 on the Dragon third baseman. Again, he is a career home run record holder. Pitch taken low. 2-1. 31 home runs last year. It's 9 this year. 2-1 pitch inside, 3-1. Wyatt Divis will be next. Yes. Here's 3-1 pitch. Big cut on that 3-1 and a miss. Now it's a full count to Doge. Doge went nearly 3 full weeks without a home run. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging 2 away. Compton gets his first strikeout. He's retired the first 2 he's faced. Now Wyatt Divis, who's 0 for 1. Numbers on Hayden Wheeler, 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. He struck out 4 and walked 2. 77 total pitches. He can win it. He cannot lose it. Base is empty, 2 away, and Davis takes a breaking pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. That's strike easy. Pitch. Davis lifts one down the left field line, giving chase as Maddox. He's at the fence, and it drops behind him, foul. So for the third time today, a Pratt fielder loses a pop-up into this cloudless sky. What you see up top is blue, which is way better than that brown stuff with moisture falling from it that we've seen the last 3 days. Davis down to the count, 0-2. Compton's pitch. Misses low for a ball. The Beavers wanted that one. In fact, Compton was starting to walk toward the dugout. Now 1-2 to Davis. Pulled foul. Jamel Cervantes fields clean, and Denny Steckline not even here to see it. And Mel's looking. Mel's looking up here, throwing his hands up. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's lined to right field for a hit. Davis extends his hitting streak now to 7 games. He's 12 for 17 in that streak, and he's the tying run. The Dragons scored 3 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if they can do it again. Catcher Scott Wolverton, the batter, 0 for 2. He took a called third in his last at bat and popped up in foul territory in his first plate appearance. In case you're wondering, Davis 2 for 4 on the base paths and stolen bases. Here's the pitch. Ground ball left side and through for a hit. Davis will stop at second, and they throw behind him. Davis back in safely. So now it'll be Julian Ripp, who's 2 for 2. Dragons get their 10th hit. They now take the lead in hits, 10-9. Ripp 2 for 2, a bloop single, and then a solid single up the middle was last time up. 2 outs in the inning, tying run at second base. Pitch from Compton. Big cut from Julian, swung on and missed. And it's just like life for Mel in the first base box this year. Can't catch a break. The 0-1. Rip takes a breaking pitch low for a ball, 1-1. Danny and I tend to give Jamel some good-natured ribbing, maybe more than he deserves. But Mel is great about taking it. He'll dish some of it back, too. 1-1 pitch. And once lifted to the gap in right center field, going back to Stewart. He's at the track. He looks up and it's gone. The Dragons take the lead on a 3-run home run by Julian Ripp. More 2-out action for the Dragons, and they take their second lead of the game. Ripp with his 3rd home run of the year, RBIs 13, 14, and 15. And Hutchinson grabs a 7-5 lead. An opposite field home run for Julian. Back-to-back 3-run innings, all coming with 2 out for the Dragons. And now Shane Cooper, who was homered and tripled, 2 for 3, and he swings and misses at that offering. Coop's first pitch he saw left the yard, almost in the exact same spot that Julian Ripp went yard. Here's the pitch. Coop drives one high to right field and shallow, coming on as Stewart. Still coming. He slides, and the ball is safe. The ball is not caught. He slid, and it came right out of his glove. We're deciding on the scoring call. It'll be an error on the right fielder, Stewart, and now Michael Hellman gets a chance. Hellman first pitch swinging, yanks one foul. Now each team with one error apiece. And this sky is really wreaking havoc with the Pratt fielders. The 0-1 in the dirt. Good stop by Axline. Keeps Cooper at first. Cooper, 8 for 8 in stolen bases. His 14 career steals. That pitch is taken low for a ball, 2-1. Hellman an RBI single his last time up. 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Up the middle and through. That's a base hit. Cooper will stay right there at second. And now 12 hits for the Dragons as Hellman gets his second hit of the game. And that keeps that average right back to 500. So now Bobby Morganson with a chance. With 2 away. Hutchinson now with, in the last 2 innings, 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. So 7 of their 12 hits have come in their last 2 at-bats. There is action in the pen. It looks like a left-hander. The Dragons have once trailed 5-1, now lead at 7-5. Bobby Morganson will be the batter, and again, that gap sitting large in left center field. The pitch taken for a ball down low. Now the left fielder, Jared Jones, is toward the gap. There's plenty of room down the left field line. And Bobby can go that way. The pitch. In, a good backhanded stop by Axline. Runner stayed put, but it's 2-0 to Morganson. So neither starter is going to win this one or lose this one. There's a swing and a miss on a changeup. Bobby looked to go that way, but he was well ahead of the pitch, and now he's still up in the count 2-1. This game in the hands of Jared Compton of the Beavers, and there's a strike. Gage Burns for the Dragons. 2-2 the count now to Bobby Morganson. Hellman now with 188 career hits. That is a career best for a Blue Dragon. Changeup misses outside. Morganson wouldn't chase, and now it's 3-2. So the runners are going to be going on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Cooper will be on the move at second. Hellman on the move at first. Good speed on the bases. Outfield playing deep. Runners go the pitch. And on the hands, foul back by Morganson. And he lives to swing another pitch. 1 in the gap will likely score 2. Van Diest playing very deep in center. Stewart playing moderately deep in right. Jared Jones somewhat deep in left. Again, the runners go, and the pitch is outside, ball 4, and the Dragons have them loaded up. So Compton came in and got the first 2 batters. Got Hoover to ground out, Doggett a strikeout. Since then, a single by Divis, a single by Wolverton, a 3-run home run by Rip. Cooper reached on an error. Hellman single. Morganson walked, and now the 8th batter of the inning, Nolan Hackle, who's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Hackle, way outside, ball 1. Hackle against right-handed pitching. Hitting 367, 348 against lefties. Got full on pitch. That one gets past the catcher, coming down the line to Cooper. and he will score to make it 8-5 on a pass ball. Charge to Gage Axeline. So Cooper scores, Hellman to third. Morganson to second. Unearned run. Now the Dragons with a 3-run lead. Hack goes after a pitch outside and fouls it off. Count now 1-2 to the Dragons center fielder. Gage Burns goes down to the bullpen just to stay loose. Hackle, the 8th batter of the inning. 1-2 pitch. Lifted high and deep down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul. That thing had home run distance. Nice, easy swing by Nolan. He just flat turned on it. Very majestic down the right field line, but that wind, which is now pushing everything more toward the right field corner, just shoved it enough foul, but it had definitely had home run distance. Now the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Axeline's going to have to go down to first. Low throw dug out by Jones, but the inning is over. Another good turn for the Dragons. More 2-out magic. They have scored their last 7 runs with 2 outs. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. We've completed 5 at Hobart-Detter Field. Our new score, the Dragons 8 and the Beavers 5. Once down 4-1, 5-1. The Dragons have rallied for 7 unanswered and now lead Pratt 8-5. Pratt down to their final 2 at bats. It'll be the top of the order, Maddox, Romer, and Van Diest against Gage Burns, who's in for his 2nd inning of work. He's thrown an inning in 2/3 scoreless relief. Outside ball 1 to Trace Maddox, who's 2 for 2, been on base all 3 times. Couple of singles, and RBI, also a run scored when he was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Way outside, 2-0. A right-hander begins to loosen, and that is Jaden Simmons down in the Dragon bullpen. 2-0 pitch from Burns. Outside again, ball 3, and he's missed very wide with all 3 offerings to Maddox. You just scored 7 unearned runs, or 7 unanswered runs. You don't want to give up freebies. And it's a leadoff walk to start the 6th. Second walk issued by Burns. He raced the first one on an inning-ending Cooper to Hellman to Hoover double play. And Ryan Schmidt's not going to take any chances. He's made the call for Jaden Simmons. And we'll tell you about the new Dragon pitcher after this break. Jaden Simmons in to try to close out the 6th inning for the Blue Dragons. Simmons, a 6'5", 240-pound sophomore out of Denver. He's had a solid season, making his 17th overall appearance, 5-0 with a 2.56 earned run average. He also has 3 saves. 31 2/3 innings pitched for Jaden, 29 hits allowed, 9 runs all earned. He has struck out 12 and walked 27, and opponents hitting 242 against. He comes in with the Dragons leading 8-5. A runner at first base, nobody out. And Anthony Romer, the batter, he's 1 for 3, an RBI single in the 2nd. He also hit the ball very hard in the 1st and lined out to Julian Ripp in the right center field gap. And Simmons starts off ball 1 to Romer. Gage Burns is the pitcher of record. Ground ball to third, and it's off the glove of Caden Doge for an error. And that stokes the Pratt fire a little bit. First and second, nobody out on a walk and a fielding error. Been saying that Doge had been fielding a very solid. It's 2 errors for us, easy. Van Diest 1 for 3, an RBI. It got that on a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. Tap foul. What's the count? Should be 1-1. One and one the count to Van Diest. They can use another ground ball. Here's the pitch. That's smoked up the middle for a base hit. They will wave Maddox as the throw gets cut off, and the Beavers close within 2 at 8-6, and that leadoff walk, seemingly always in late innings, comes home to roost. Romer stops at second. Maddox scores from second. Right now it's an unearned run. But very likely could change. Is Tynan Hefferly the batter. Hefferly a 2-run single his last time up. 4 RBIs in the series for Hefferly. He's 3 for 10. Has driven in 4 in the series. That pitch in the dirt. Trying to move up is Romer, and that'll be a wild pitch charged to Simmons. The Dragons would give up the run for a double play. And Simmons, with that very tightly wound slider, commits his 7th wild pitch of the season. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball, 2-0. And right now, this entire 6th inning is all self-inflicted wounds. If you're a Blue Dragon. Leadoff walk and error on a probable double play opportunity. 2-0 pitch. He's lifted to center field and deep. Hackle going back, slowing down at the track, and it's over his head. Romer will score. Van Diest will hold up at third, and it's 8-7, and the Beavers have the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second, and nobody out. And that time, I think the high sky may have hurt Hack. That first run now becomes earned, the second run unearned. So the Dragons have problems here in the 6th. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second, nobody out. Corner of the infield is up as Clayton Beaver fouls one off, the designated hitter for Pratt. 1 for 3, a third inning single. Pratt now with 11 hits. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to Cooper. They will go to first, and the runners hold. going all the way down. There's going to be a double play out of this. The runner at second, Hefferly, broke toward third, was 3/4 of the way down there. Van Diest never went. So after the play was completed at first, Brady Hoover threw back to Cooper for a strange 6-3-6 double play. Now a runner at third, 2 away for Josh Jones, the first baseman. There's a strike. An odd 6-3-6 double play. And that might have been on Van Diest more than on Hefferly. Breaking pitch from Simmons in the dirt. Good stop by Wolverton. That keeps the tying run at third and the count 1-1. Hey, between it. Oh, hello. Hey, Brandon. Between innings, I want to look at that double play again to make sure I got that scored right. Yeah. 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch from Simmons inside for a ball. Dayton Lane starts throwing in the dragon pen. Here's a 2-1 from Simmons, a fastball inside, 3-1. First base is open. Corey Stewart is on deck. Here's a 3-1. Strike on the outside corner, full count. So very eventful sixth inning. But a base running mistake may have cost the Beavers big time. 3-1 pitch, or 3-2 pitch, lost in ball 4. Maybe not the worst thing with Jones being a hot hitter. That'll bring up Stewart. Corey Stewart is 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored in the second. Has since struck out and grounded to third. Runners at first and third, 2 away. Stewart hitting 7th in the Pratt order. Here's Simmons' pitch. Big curveball over for strike 1. Good pitch. Here's the pitch. Another curveball tapped foul at the plate. Now Simmons has an 0-2 advantage in the count. Dragons led 1-0, then eventually trailed 5-1 after 3.5. Built an 8-5 lead, and now their lead tenuous at 8-7 with the tying run at third and 2 out. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball high and tight, 1-2. That pitch was definitely for show to set up what's going to happen on one of the next 2 pitches. The big righty comes set and delivers. Curveball grounded to the left side. Delgay has it, goes to Hellman at second for the force, and the inning is over. So the base running mistake does cost the Beavers. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 dragon error, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Our new score, Hutchinson 8, Pratt 7. Lefty Zach Corbett on the pitch for the Pratt Beavers. Corbett making his 2nd appearance of the series. Corbin, a 6', 180-pound freshman from Lawrence, Kansas. On for the 13th time, 12th in relief. He's 1-0 with 1 save and a 3.38 earned run average. Corbett throwing 29 in the third innings pitch, 32 hits, 21 runs, 11 earned. He struck out 26 and walked 11. He gets Brady Hoover. He probably gets his last crack to extend a hitting streak. First pitch swinging is lifted well to right field and deep. Stewart back. This has a chance. And it's up the top of the wall and gone. Home run, Brady Hoover. That's twice during this streak. Brady's gone to his last at bat before hitting one. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the 86th home run in Blue Dragon history, which is a new team record. 3 home runs in the day. Cooper, Rip, and now Brady Hoover. And it's 9-7 Hutchinson. So a new team record for home runs in a season, now held by the 2017 Blue Dragons. Caden Doge fouls one back to the screen. Last 2 years, the Blue Dragons have 171 home runs. That is amazing. Corbett's pitch. Big cut and a foul ball. It's 0-2. So the Dragons now with 86 home runs. That for Brady Hoover's home run number 12, RBI number 30. That pitch bounces in and hits Doge, and that'll be him down to first base. The pitch can bounce in, and if it still hits you, it's still a hit by pitch. So now it's 9-7. Dragons with 3 home runs on the game. Here's Wyatt Divis, 1 for 2. Extending his hitting streak to 8 games. 12 for 17 in that stretch. That is white-hot hitting. Pitch in the dirt. Axline lost it for a moment, but he found it before Doge can advance. Dragons have now tallied 8 in their last 3 at-bats. All 3 home runs have gone to right and right center. Good pitch from Corbett for a strike, and it's 1-1. Corbett making his second appearance. He threw well on Friday. He pitched in game 2. That's smoked up the middle for a base hit in the center field. Doge will make the turn and stay put. 14 hits now for the Dragons. So the first 3 have reached against Corbett in the 6th, and that'll bring up the catcher Scott Wolverton. He singled his last time up and scored. He singled in the 4-run 5th inning. Dragons sending 9 to the plate. Still one to come after this. You can catch it here on the network about 30 minutes after the completion of game number 1. It's popped up though. Caught by Corbett. The runner's return. Not a great effort on that sack attempt. 1 out now for Julian Ripp. He's 3 for 3. His second 3-hit game as a Dragon. 2 singles and a 3-run home run, and that turned things around. That gave the Dragons the lead. They had scored 3 in the bottom of the 4th to pull within 5-4. There's a hot shot in the left field for a base hit. Schmidt waves Doge. He will score, and the Dragons have their 3-run lead as the first 4-hit game of his career for Julian Ripp. He drives in his 4th run, and Hutchinson regains the 3-run lead at 10-7. Divis stops at second with 4 RBIs. Ripp now with 32 for the season. And it's back to the top of the order, and Shane Cooper hits a ground ball. Bad hop over the third baseman's head. Rounding third is Divitz. He's going to score. Coop takes a big turn at first, and now the throw gets away, and that's going to allow Rip to score. So it'll be a single and a throwing error on the left fielder, allowing Rip to score, and all of a sudden it's 12-7. That was a bad hop single. Coop stays at first. Only one RBI. First run earned, second one not. Hit and an error. So, well, the meeting out on the mound is this game has turned dramatically. Hutchinson with 11 runs in their last 3 turns. Now 12 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors for the Dragons. 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Beavers. Pratt is stranded 9, Hutchinson 8. Now Michael Hellman, he has 2 singles in his last 2 at bats. 2 for 4. His average back to right at 500. Now with 99 hits and 198 at bats. The pitch. Strike 1 from Hobart. So Michael bids for a little more history. His next hit will be his 100th, and no Dragon ever has had 100 hits in the season, in a single season. Let me preface that. He already has the record for both career hits and single season hits. He takes that slider from Hobart, low and in for a ball. Coop's double in his last at bat on Friday Hellman's went to chop foul along third. Hellman's last at bat on Friday in Game 2 was a 3-run double. And that broke Shane Cooper's record set just 1 year ago. So now he's at 99. Now a chance to make a little more Blue Dragon history, and he's made a ton of it in his 2 years here in the Salt City. 1-2 pitch. High pop, and it will get out of play. Off to the right. Hutch took a 1-0 lead on a Cooper home run on the first pitch of the bottom of the first. Pratt then rallied for 3 runs in the second, 2 more in the fourth to take a 5-1 lead. And Hobart-Detter Field was a little somber. Hobart comes set. Now delivers the 1-2. Pitch in the dirt. Hellman checks his swing, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dragons came back with 3 in the fourth. Julian Rip's 3-run home run, a part of a 4-run fifth, and now they're in the midst of a 4-run sixth. All the runs in the fourth and fifth innings were scored with 2 out. Hellman skies one to center field. Van Diest broke back, now in. He's camped under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. So Hellman now 2 for 5. And how many times can you say you go 2 for 5 and have your average drop? Now Bobby Morganson, the left fielder. Morganson has reached base his last 3 at bats, a couple of walks and an RBI single in the fourth. He went the other way with that one. They have that peculiar play to pull. Slider from Hobart for a strike. Danny Steckline has made his reappearance in the press box. And we are going to tell you, Danny, Mel fielded one clean on a foul ball, and you were not here to see it.
Hey, if I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Here's the 0-1. That's over the head of Hellman, or it's over the Morganson, and Cooper is going to move up to second on a wild pitch. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I have too many thoughts running through my head, which is kind of scary because that's about all that's up there. Now 1-1 to Morganson. Pratt still has 1 more at bat remaining, but the Dragons have opened up a 5-run lead. It's largest at any point in the league this afternoon, or in the game this afternoon. Here's a 1-1. That one struck toward left or center field and deep. On the run is Van Diest, and he'll chase it down. And the inning is over. But another big inning for the Dragons. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 Beaver error, and 1 left on. We go to the 7th. Our new score, Hutchinson 12 and Pratt 7. A little over 2 hours into this one. The Dragons 3 outs away from victory number 42 and their 6th conference victory of the year. They're 5-0-2 in conference series this year. Gage Axline, Jared Jones, and Trace Maddox 8-9-1 to face Jaden Simmons here in the 7th. That one's fouled off to the right. Jared Jones 2 for 3, a pair of singles and an inning-ending double play. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, and it's 1-1. Pitch inside now, 2-1. If Simmons is able to finish this off, this is a save situation for him. He came in a save situation. There's a high chopper knocked down by Doge, and he'll commit his 2nd error of the game. He's had some balls smoked at him. But the Dragons commit their 3rd error. This has not been a clean game by far for either team. Jared Jones will be the batter. He's 2 for 3. The pitch in the dirt, gobbled up by Wolverton. Dayton Lane was up in the 6th as Simmons struggled a little bit. But then that Pratt base running error really turned the tide of that inning. The pitch. The foul out of play to the right. You want to make a correction on that play. It was a 6-3-4 double play. I initially said 6-3-6. But Michael Hellman, the second baseman, came in from behind and make the tag. We went back on the stream and made sure of it. So Michael Hellman credited with the final out of that double play. Give Brady Hoover a lot of credit on that play as well. There's a strike from Simmons, and he's ahead in the count 1-2 on Jones. Final game of the series about 30 minutes after the completion of this one. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Runner goes. That'll be a stolen base. Pratt steals the 2nd base of the game and 3rd of the series. So it takes the force off. Now 2-2 to Jones. 2-2 pitch. This is low, full count. There have been a ton of pitches in this game. So we're now at 2 hours and 11 minutes. elapsed time here in this first game of a doubleheader. Did he go around? Yes, he did, but the ball gets away from Wolverton. He's going to have to hurry, and the throw goes into short right field, but Michael Hellman there to back it up. That'll be a strikeout on a wild pitch. So again, the Dragons just not doing a whole lot easy today. First and third, nobody out, and it's back to the top of the order, and Trace Maddox, who's been on base all 4 times. 2 singles, a hit bounceman, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Strike call outside corner. Right now, this game is still Jaden Simmons to finish out. Dragons a double play depth. They'll give up a run for 2 outs. Simmons off the plate wide, and it's 1-1. This game's far from over. It's a 5-run Dragon lead. 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch of beauty from Simmons, and it's 1-2. Nice curveball. Simmons gets the sign from Scott Wolverton and now delivers a 1-2. In the dirt. Wolverton with a stop, and now it's 2-2. 19 combined runs, 27 combined hits. At one point, the Dragons were being out-hit 7-2, and they now lead that category 16-11. Grounded up the middle, past the diving Cooper into center field. 1 run scores to make it 12-8, and that will get Dayton Lane back up in the pen. There's now 12 hits, and I would dare to guess that about 9 of those 12 hits have gone right back up the middle. So another unearned run charged against the Dragons. They've committed 3 errors in this one. Trace, here's Anthony Romer. Swings and misses at a Simmons changeup, 0-1. Romer 1 for 4. He reached on an error in the 6th and scored. And pulled the Dragons, or I pulled the Beavers within 8-7. The 0-1. Strike 2 called. Dayton Lane with a save, that coming in game number 2 on Friday. He just one at bat to get it. Breaking pitch in the dirt. 1-2. So Simmons has worked ahead in the count. That's not been the issue. Getting them finished off has been a bit of a struggle. 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate with a fastball wide. Jaden wanted that one, but now the count's 2-2. Dragon dugout. Letting Ed Moore know it a little bit. 2-2 pitch. Curveball. Inside out swing. Foul just past first. Well, it narrowed it down. That narrowed it down for you. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 3 home runs for the Dragons today. Really the big blows in this one. They also set a school record for home runs in a season, surpassing last year in the 2002 teams. 2-2. Once again, we face a full count. Nobody out in the inning, 1 across, so things are starting to get a bit dicey. The tying runs in the on-deck circle. 3-2 pitch. Bases are loaded and the tying runs coming to the plate. Dayton Lane, who was up before, should be ready. And here comes Ryan Schmidt. So Pratt has got one across. 4 in a row have reached. An error, a wild pitch on a strikeout, an RBI single by Maddox, and now Romer walks to load the bases, and Dayton Lane's going to come in. We'll tell you about Dayton right after this break. Well, Dayton Lane comes in the most inauspicious position a reliever can come into. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the tying run at the plate. Lane out of College Station, Texas. On for the 17th time, 1-1 with 7 saves and a 3.18 earned run average. Lane's allowed 22 2/3 innings pitched, 21 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned. He has struck out 26 and walked 12. And opponents hitting .241 against. In conference play, Lane on for the 10th time. He has 5 conference saves, 1-1 with a .212 ERA. So Pratt rallying. And they've got to go through the heart of the order. Van Diest, Hefferly, and Beaver, 3, 4, and 5 with the bases loaded. Ben Van Diest, 2 RBIs in the game, 2 hits, 2 for 3, a walk. But it was Van Diest who committed the big base running blunder in Pratt's 6th inning rally that changed that inning around. First pitch from Lane, a breaking pitch misses low, ball 1. Outfield straightaway and deep. Middle infield, double play depth for the Dragons. Corners up even with the bag. Righty-lefty matchup, the pitch. Ball 2. The pitch. Here's a strike, and it's 2-1. Dragons have just never been able to feel comfortable in this one. Led 1-0, trailed 5-1, then led at 12-7. Strike called, and the count even at 2-2. Dragons with 1 double play. So you check that, 2 double plays. One a regular ground ball, 6-4-3, and that other strange 6-3-4 double play. You can use a third one right here. They give up a run for 2 outs. That pitch goes right through the screen. Now they got a chance for the out to flip, but the runner's in under the tag safely on the wild pitch, and it's 12-9. So the overall pitching numbers for the Dragons in this one are not going to be pretty. That run earned. That is now 6 walks, 5 wild pitches. Make that 7 walks and 5 wild pitches, and the bases are loaded again with nobody out. Here's Tynan Hefferly. Hefferly's had hits in his last 2 at-bats, driven in 3, a 2-run single in the 4th, a RBI double in the 6th. He's 2 for 4. He had a good series. Ball 1. Hefferly now 4 for 11 in the series with 5 RBIs. Lane steps off. Here's the pitch. Low ball 2. Last 2 innings have been completely and utterly self-inflicted for the Blue Dragons. Ball 3. All 3 pitches in the exact same spot, just a little bit low. A bad one will force another run in and put the tying run on base. In fact, the tying run is on base, put the go-ahead run on base. Cripple pitch is in there for a strike, 3-1. Everything for these 2 teams are decided. 3-1 pitch, bounces in, and a run will come home. Maddox scores to make it 12-10, and folks, there's still nobody out. Tying runs now at second base and Ben Van Diest. Clayton Beaver, the designated hitter, is the batter. Beaver hit into that odd 6-3-4 double play. He's 1 for 4 in the game, a 3rd inning single. And again, the Dragons will give up a run for 2 outs. Lane comes set, the pitch. Popped up, and it will get out of play off to the right. That was only the 2nd strike delivered by Dayton Lane. He's thrown 10 pitches, and only 2 have been in the zone. (12-10), the Dragons lead it, but it's tenuous at best. Bases loaded, nobody out, and 3 already across for Pratt in the inning. The pitch. Fouled off, out of play to the right, and it's 0-2. Well, that's been a rarity the last couple of innings, where a Dragon pitcher up in the count 0-2. Simmons had it several times, but he couldn't finish consistently enough. 0-2 pitch. High and tight for a ball. There's just times at 0-2 with the bases low. You need to just go after him. One-two pitch. Inside again, 2-2. A hit batsman, another walk, any of that will forces in another run and brings the tying run to third base. Lane comes set and delivers. Popped up, foul territory. Scott Wolverton tracking it, and he's got it for the first out. That was not an infield fly rule, as the ball was in foul territory. But Scott Wolverton makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And a hot hitter in Josh Jones, the batter. 3 hits on Friday, 0 for 2 with 2 walks in this one, but he's hit the ball hard and it's 2 outs. Dragons would love a ground ball right at an infielder. Lane's pitch, high ball 1. Lane comes set and delivers. That's line to right, left field, a base hit. The tying run scores. Rounding third is Van Diest, and Pratt has tied the game up at 12. Hefferly stops at second. Van Diest and Romer score to make it 12-12. 13 hits now. And now Corey Stewart, the third baseman, steps in. So a blown save for Lane. And Stewart's the 9th batter of the inning. He takes inside ball 1. 17 pitches, only 5 strikes for Dayton. Stewart is 0 for 4, reached on an error. Change-up swung on and missed, 1-1. One pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Wolverton. Runner's going to try to move up and in safely on the wild pitch is Hefferly. And right now, Pratt taking advantage of every Hutchinson mistake. That is now 8 walks and 6 wild pitches by Blue Dragon pitchers. There have been 5 of them today. Kirkhart went 2, Irvin an inning and a third, Burns an inning and 2/3, Simmons 1 full inning, and Lane 1 inning. Now the go-ahead run at third with 1 out. Lane's pitch upstairs. 3-1. Bullpen quiet for the Dragons. One's foul back and out of play, full count. We'll see if Jones goes on a 3-2 pitch with 1 out. Lane's pitch, runner does not go, and it's a swing and a miss for out number 2. Good thing that Jones did, and that would have been a prime strikeout, throwout type double play. But now the 10th batter of the inning is Gage Axline. This whole inning started on his at bat when he reached on a Caden Doge error. Eventually scored on a Maddox base hit. 5 runs in the inning for Pratt. Pitch in the dirt right at the feet of Wolverton. No advancement by the Beavers. Here's a pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Pratt with 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth, 5 so far here in the 7th. The Dragons have gone 1 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 4 each in the 5th and the 6th. Strike called 1 and 2. 12 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors at 9 left on for Hutch. 12-13-2 with 9 left on for Pratt. 1-2 pitch. Curveball popped up, and it's out of play. The wind dying down. They thought it might throughout the day. Still a cloudless sky. Gage Axline climbs back in. Lane comes set the 1-2. Got him swinging, and the inning is over. But Pratt fights back. 5 runs, only 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Our new score, Hutchinson 12 and Pratt 12. Corey Stewart's going to come out of right field to pitch for the Beavers now in a 12-12 game. Taking over in right field and batting in the 5th spot, in the DH spot, Clayton Beaver, is Elijah Boyer. So Boyer now in right field. He'll be batting in the 5 hole. And Corey Stewart becomes the fourth Pratt pitcher of the game. He gets middle third of the order, Hackle, Hoover, and Doge. Now a 12-12 game. Now the Dragons are into a walk-off situation. And the first pitch from Stewart's a strike. Wow. Hackle hits one to the first baseman, fielded by Jones. He'll race to the bag himself, one away. So Hackle is now 1 for 4, and that'll bring up Brady Hoover. Who homered his last time up, a solo shot to lead off the sixth. That would make sense because it was a leadoff home run. Hoove 1 for 4. Big cut and miss for Brady. Corey Stewart, and there's another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Stewart on for the 14th time. 0-3 with a 5.74 earned run average. 15 2/3 innings pitched, 17 hits, 11 runs, 10 earned. Struck out 20 and walked 8. The 0-2 to Hoove. That's looped into center field, and it's going to be down for a hit. Getting over to get it is Van Diest. And now the throw's wide. Hoover's going to try for 2, and he's in safely. That's going to be a throwing error on the center fielder, Van Diest, a hit and an error. And the Dragons have the winning run in scoring position with 1 out. So what a bizarre play that was. A big turn by Hoover. And then a terrible throw from Van Diest. Hefferly fielded it, but then he was all over sliding, just trying to get to it. Never did get a throw off. So now Doge gets a chance to win this. He's 1 for 3 and takes a strike. Last time Doge hit by a pitch and scored. .30 combined hits, 24 combined runs, 6 combined errors in this one. The 0-1. High fly to right field. Stewart trying to find it. He's got it, tagging, and heading for third is Brady Hoover, and he's there with 2 outs, the winning run. And that's for Stewart. He's lost a couple in the sun today, so that was not easy for him. All right, Stewart. I guess Elijah Boyer's out in right field. My apologies. And now here's Wyatt Divis, and we'll see what they do with the hot-hitting Divis. He's walked. He's 2 for 3, walked once. And they are going to intentionally walk Divis, as I thought they might, and that one nearly got away. Watch Brady take very, very aggressive secondaries just in case that ball gets away. Now ball 2. Outside ball 3 and ball 4 upcoming. And the intentional walk delivered. So now Divis at first, Hoover at third. Divis's run means nothing. Scott Wolverton will be the batter. Scotty 1 for 4, a 5th inning single. He popped up on a bunt attempt in the 6th. No bunt attempt here. Unless Michael Hellman earlier in the game saw the infield back and dropped one down. Hellman's got a little better speed than Scott, just based on Scotty being a catcher. But the third baseman, Trace Maddox, playing very deep at third. You've got a right-handed pitcher who falls off toward first. That's an inviting play. Outside, ball 1 to Wolverton. I guarantee if Hellman was up and they were doing this, that bunt would be down on the first pitch available to him. 12-12 the score. Bottom of the 7th, winning run at third. Runner goes. There's a swing and a miss. That will not be a stolen base. It'll be defensive indifference. So it's 1-1, just an advancement. Divis not credited with the stolen base, but that takes the force off. 1-1. A little high, 2-1 to Wolverton. Stewart's pitch, high and tight, 3-1. Wolverton gets on. It'd be Julian Ripp, who's 4 for 4 this afternoon. Three-1 from Stewart. The bases are loaded. Walk issued to Wolverton. Here's Julian Ripp. Ripp 4 for 4, 3 singles, a home run, and 4 RBIs. Both the 4 hits, 4 RBIs, career marks for Julian, who, if he thinks about bunting, he's got that third baseman deep. Now Stewart will come out of the windup with the bases loaded. High ball 1. Julian can afford somewhat to be patient. A walk would force in the winning run. Hoover at third. Here's the pitch. High ball 2. And now Axeline's going to go out and talk to his pitcher. We got Hoover at third, Divis at second, Wolverton at first. Ryan Schmidt talking with Julian a little bit. They're going to have a second conversation. 12-12 the score. Pratt tied it up with a 5-run top of the 7th. Now the Dragons have them loaded with 2 out here in the bottom of the inning. Two and 0 count. The pitch. And there for a strike, 2-1 to Ripp. Interesting notion with that bunt. Now the 2-1. Low ball 3. Julian can afford to be very selective now. Get his pitch only. Anything else, he still has another pitch to swing at. A bad one out of the zone wins the game for Hutch. Did go chasing on a high fastball, and the count is full. 3-2, 2 out, bases loaded, tied ball game. We're down to cases. Runners will go on the pitch. They go. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and we go to extra innings. Dragons leave him loaded for the second time today, and they've now stranded 12 through 7. On to the 8th here at Hobart-Detter Field. Hutchinson 12 and Pratt 12. Extra innings for the Blue Dragons. They are 3-1 in extra inning games this year. Dayton Lane takes his last warm-up toss. Pratt has scored 7 runs in their last 2 at-bats. But again, you can talk to Ryan Schmidt. A lot of this self-inflicted. Pratt only scored those 5 runs on just 2 hits. So it's 9-1-2 here in the Pratt eighth. Jones, Maddox, and Romer to face Dayton Lane. Jared Jones 2 for 4, a couple of singles, 2 runs scored. He struck out in the 7th, but reached on a wild pitch. And the first pitch from Dayton Lane's a called strike. Breaking pitch, now 0-2. The pitch, just off the plate wide. Now this will be the 311th pitch thrown in this game. High ball 2-2. 311 pitches. Here's Lane's 2-2. Breaking pitch, hit down the right field line, hooking foul. You're now at 2 hours and 42 minutes elapsed time. Two-two pitch. Got him swinging. Foul tipped in the glove of Wolverton. 1 away here in the 8th. 2 strikeouts now. Check that. 3 strikeouts now for Dayton Lane. He's got 3 in a row. And it's back to the top of the order. And Trace Maddox, who the Dragons cannot keep off base. 5 plate appearances. He's been on base all 5 times. 3 hits, a hit batsman, and a walk. 3 runs scored, and it's 1-0 to start this at bat. There is a strike. This whole series started off when Maddox hit the very first pitch of the series over the right field wall on Friday. His first home run of the year. 1-1 pitch. Slice foul out of play to the left, and it's 1-2. That looks like Dayton's kind of locking in. Dragons need him to. The pitch. Breaking pitch wide, 2-2. Jordan Luthai throwing in the Hutch pin. 24 combined runs, 30 combined hits, 6 combined errors. The pitch chopped foul along first. Two-two pitch. Called strike 3, outside corner. Maddox didn't think so, but he's retired for the first time. That's 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Dayton Lane. Base is empty, 2 away for Anthony Romer, the second baseman. Romer walked his last time up. 1 of 3 consecutive walks in that inning. Romer now 1 for 4, a couple of runs scored and 1 RBI. Swung and foul tipped at the plate. I had mentioned earlier there's a lot of ties between these 2 coaching staffs, and I didn't finish that thought. Ryan Schmidt, before he came to Hutchinson, before the 2013 season, was the head coach at Pratt for 5 years, and his assistant was Eric Thompson, the head coach, current head coach of the Beavers. That pitch upstairs, and it's 1-1. Scott Reller, Hutchinson's pitching coach, his brother, Todd Reller, is on the staff of Eric Thompson. That pitch just misses wide, and it's 2-1. So there's a lot of ties in the coaching staffs in these 2 teams. 2-1 pitch. It's squid to the right side, and it's going to sneak through. And it's a 2-out single for Romer, who's likely going to be going. 14 hits now for Pratt, the second by Romer. He has 6 hits in the series. And that'll bring up Ben Van Diest. Time call for a minute. Michael Hellman's going to come talk to Dayton Lane. Van Diest has singled, had an RBI, fielder's choice, walked, RBI single, walked and scored. So he is 2 for 3 with 2 walks. The pitch. High curveball from Lane, strike called. Still one to come up after this one. Now scheduled for 7 as we are in extra innings in the first game. 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Romer, 18 stolen bases on the year. He's second on the team. Starting to edge that lead out a little bit. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Got him swinging. That's the inning. Dayton Lane strikes out the side, works around the 2-out single to Romer. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. The Beavers have now stranded 12 through 8 innings. Top of the order coming around for the Dragons in the bottom of the 8th. We're tied at 12. Shane Cooper, Michael Hellman, Bobby Morganson, the lead off the bottom of the 8th as the Dragons try to walk it off here in extra innings. Hutch left the bases loaded in the 7th. Each team has stranded a small village each on base with 12. Cooper is a double shy of the cycle. Here's a strike. Cooper homered in the 1st, tripled in the 4th, singled in the 6th. He is 3 for 5. The pitch. Taken down low for a ball, 1-1. The last cycle in Blue Dragon history came last year. Cole Donaldson. Upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Dragons had a couple of cycles last year, if I recall. 2-1 pitch. Breaking pitch down low, 3-1. Still one to come after this one. We'll have it for you here on the network. The leadoff walk to start the 8th for Hutchinson. Coop on base for the 5th time in 6 plate appearances. He's the potential winning run. One of the team's best bunters coming up in Michael Hellman. Already a bunt single today. Hellman 2 for 5. Third baseman Trace Maddox step behind the bag. The pitch. Hellman shows bunt and takes a strike. Dragging dugout in disagreement with that one. Coop a safe lead over at first. Stewart comes set. That's high for a ball. Count even at 1-1. Hellman has 7 sacrifice bunts this year. That goes with 7 bunt singles. The 1-1. Showing bunt again. Takes it low. 2-1. Two and one easy. Hellman shows bunt, drops it down. Not a great one. Fielded by Stewart. Only plays high, and everybody's going to be safe. That'll be a sacrifice and a throwing error on Stewart. And the Dragons have 2 on to start the 8th. So now Bobby Morganson will be the batter. Eric Thompson out, and I didn't think there was a doubt that the throw pulled Josh Jones off the bag. They're going to have a conversation. I saw this a couple times on Friday. One worked in the Dragons' favor, one did not work in the Dragons' favor. The home plate umpire, if they called him safe, he did come off, so it'll be a throwing error on Stewart. Pratt's 4th error of the game. And now if you're Ryan Schmidt, kind of a conundrum. You're 3 hole hitters up. Bobby Morganson has 77 RBIs for the year. But do you ask him to sacrifice in this situation? Bobby does not have a sac bunt this year. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. Nolan Hackle's on deck. Stewart's thrown 31 pitches. Only 12 have been for strikes. So again, kind of self-inflicted by both pitching staffs this afternoon. And defenses. Ball 2 to Morganson. Hutch had a 12-7 lead going to the 7th. Pratt got 5 runs on 2 hits, a huge error and 3 walks. Tied the game up. Dade Lane got a couple of strikeouts to end it. And the winning run, or the go-ahead run at third with less than 2 out. High chopper right side over Jones's head. Rounding third is Cooper. Here he comes. He is safe and the Dragons win it. A walk-off single by Bobby Morganson, and the Dragons win it 13-12. He just high chopped it into this turf. And the Dragons win it 13-12. We'll wrap it up right after this. The Dragons extend their winning streak to 16 games with a walk-off 13-12 extra inning victory. Hutchinson now 4-1 in extra inning games. They win their 6th conference series of the year. They will finish that record 6 wins, no losses, and 2 ties in conference series this year. And they will go after their 4th sweep of the year coming up in game number 4. Steve Carpenter with you. Bobby Morganson with the walk-off single, a high chopper to the right side over first baseman Josh Jones. Shane Cooper, who led off the bottom of the 8th with the walk, scored from the 2nd with the winning run. And the Dragons get a 13-12 win. The totals for the Blue Dragons, 13 runs, 18 hits, 3 errors, 12 left on base. For the Pratt Beavers, 12 runs, 14 hits, 4 errors, 12 left on base. The winning pitcher, Dayden Lane, he improves to 2-1. Corey Stewart takes the loss. He's 0-1. Time of ball game, 2 hours and 54 minutes. This game was up and down, back and forth. Hutch took a 1-0 lead on a Shane Cooper home run. They trailed 5-1. eventually build a 12-7 lead. And had Pratt rally with 5 runs and only 2 hits in the top of the 7th, and the Dragons get the win in the 8th on Morganson's hit. Hutchinson with 3 home runs today. That gives them 86 for the year. Home runs by Cooper, by Julian Ripp, and by Brady Hoover. And Hoover's set a new school record with 86 team home runs this year. That breaks the old mark of the 2016 and 2002 teams of 85. So now game 4 coming up. We'll be at 25 minutes out. Don't have the starters on that one, but we'll bring it to you. It'll be scheduled for 7 now as the first game went extra innings. We'll have it for you here on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Until then, again, you'll have to change links to get to the 4th game. Until then, Steve Carpenter from Hobart-Detter Field. Hutchinson wins it in extra innings, 13-12 over Pratt. We'll talk to you in about 25 minutes. Until then, so long, everybody.